I'm PAIA.
I'm Malachi.
Malachi and Maya.
PAIA.
I'm Frederic. And this is
Göran.
Nice to meet you.
We're with the House of Gucci.
Yeah, and we're from the Santa Barbara Middle School Team Press.
So, while researching the hairstyles for House of Gucci, which decade was your favorite? Or did you find one particularly inspiring?
Oh, we had, for the movie, we had 3 decades. This is Patricia Reggiani's life in 3 decades. That's a long time. So, for me, I think the most interesting one and most complex was the most iconic scene, I think, was when she was father, son in the House of Gucci and with Jared Leto, because it was such a fun moment and it was such a symbol of the 80s decadence, you know? And it kind of epitomized that whole era so well. And for me, I had to fight to get that hairstyle because it looked so atrocious and like permed and like ugly, and she was very uncomfortable. And they didn't want it, and it's like, okay, well then I'll try something else. But really, sometimes you have to stick to your guns, and you have to know what's right. And if you do your research, and you can back it up, you can prove to the director and to the actor that this is really what it should look like. You can get what you want.
Thank you. Okay. What was the main reason for making Lido's prosthetics new every day?
Oh, you have to make them new every day because we glue them on, and then when we take them off, they're ruined. So we throw them in the trash, and then we have to stick new ones on. It's just how the technique works. So they can't be reused.
Can you believe that? They have to make new ones every day, and that's 3 months of new prosthetics.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
What drew you to makeup in particular?
Sorry?
What drew you to makeup in particular?
I think I like the transformation of things. You know, just being able to transform someone completely. And I think it's kind of like almost like an illusion trick for me, what I do. So that's why I'm more into that part of makeup. I've done theatrical makeup as well, but that can also be very transformative, you know, doing theatrical characters. So.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. What draws you to wigs specifically?
Say it again.
What draws you to wigs specifically?
Wigs, because you can change someone's completely with wigs, just as much as like prosthetics. You can make somebody look completely different. You can take them, like for instance, Gaga just had no prosthetics and just a wig, and you can take her to make her look like a 25-year-old, and then the next scene you can look like a 55-year-old. You know, it's all within the little fine details of it, you know? And that's part of learning your craft and learning to be an artisan of your craft. Or you could take it even a step further and do prosthetics and make it even, you know, more grand. But sometimes it doesn't need it. You know, you have to know when and what to choose. Why I use wigs. Sometimes I use wigs because for her it's easier to use a wig because we get to change her really quickly. It saves time on directors. You don't have to, you know, wait for the hairstyle. You could just pop it on and be ready much faster. So it depends on what the circumstance is.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
That's great. Have a good night.
You too.